be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, ha, not fucking likely. I be taking shots, yeah, cold-blooded, icy. Watching numbers grow is what I call sightseeing. In the front row, run it up when they hype me. The following grows, they know how to ignite me. Call me CEO, I've been running shit right, see. And I ain't playing games, I create my own lane, making pleasure out of pain, turning losses into gains, I'm the boss, I'm making change, I've been rocking this exchange, popping off and risking things, gonna make a fucking name, I just wanna be famous, but I don't want that cheap fame, no I'm not that vain, I just wanna be greatness, I just wanna be greatness, I just wanna be greatness, I just wanna be greatness. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Okay, I'm going off every chance I get. I don't really take a loss, well, I'll admit. That's why I'll make it to the top, yeah, I commit. And no, I'm never getting lost, I get after it. Investing in my own stock, cause it's faster than any crypto hits go, let me spend. Everything that you see is something I invent. And it's only a percent. I'm gonna take shots. If I miss all, forget it. I'll take a fat loss just to learn all that's in it. I'm taking snapshots, learning how to fall and get it. I'm getting back up, always stand tall, don't sweat it. I never back up, I don't miss a thing or regret it. I'm always learning, you could call me academic. I'm always working, never been apathetic. Bad energy is like a poison, needs some antiseptic. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate, bitch, you can fucking fight me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself, in my psyche. You should have the same in your brain nightly. If you wanna taste, bitch, you can fucking try me. If you wanna hate, bitch, you know where to find me. And if you go and hate this, you can fucking bite me. Ain't no motherfucker in this world could do it like me. Open up your eyes and insert a little rising. You don't have to love me, you don't have to like me. Got enough love in myself.
Liberty, Freedom, Whiskey Podcast. Two guys unfiltered, unedited, extremely opinionated, drinking whiskey. What could go wrong? Be warned, they don't care about your feelings. Just freedom and liberty, and of course, whiskey.
Well, howdy.
We did have different intro music, you know, thanks to Damon Jones, but
I got to put all that crap together. It just don't magically appear.
If it's Motorcop Chronicles, it would have been ready.
Probably not. And you're going to have to send stuff out because I guarantee you they're going to
take us down.
Copyright us anyway.
Yeah, I know.
So
but yeah, I'll have Mel do a thank you. Definitely thank you for letting us use your music. That's freaking amazing.
Yeah, but I don't know how I'm going to have to dispute the copyright. We'll see how that's going to have to work out. Anyway, welcome to Liberty Freedom Whiskey Podcast. Facebook has actually let us go live on it tonight. I was shocked when I saw it popped up.
I noticed that earlier because it gave me my rights back to go and use the marketplace again.
We must have been suspended for a while on it, I guess.
In 3 weeks.
And we don't know why, but we are back till we get kicked off again. If y'all saw the thing, Dan said, we'll see how long he lasts before he gets back in Facebook jail. So we'll have to give it a shot. Hope everybody had a pretty good week. My week was long as hell, I'm going to tell you that. So, I just had a long week. Did you have a long week?
It's just crack.
It's just crack.
Yeah. God. That's an inside joke, you guys. I'm dealing with personal issues and family members and removing them from certain properties we own. And needless to say, it's been, if nothing, entertaining. And I've learned so much from this experience that I will make sure it will never happen to my children.
Oh, well, let's get the little housekeeping out the way. If you're watching live or watching the playback on the video, go like and subscribe. Hit the bells. Share it. Share it out. Because if you don't share it with your people, they won't know you're watching it. Not unless you're embarrassed to see it. Share it anyway. If you're on audio, if you happen to be on Apple, hit 5 stars, write us a review. I'll shout it out. Helps with the algorithm. If you're on Spotify, I think you just give a 5-star. You cannot write a review yet. But other than that, we will get this show on the road.
Oh, it's definitely not funny, Melissa. It's just an experience. So I don't know if you're including this one, so I'm going to hurry up and read it.
Well, you start reading it because I want to do something real quick. I'll be right back.
An explosion at a luxury Havana hotel kills 22, injures dozens. Havana AP, a powerful explosion apparently caused by a natural gas leak killed at least 22 people, including a child, and injured dozens Friday when it blew away outer walls from the luxury hotel in the heart of Cuba's capital. No tourists were staying at Havana's 96-room hotel, Satarago, because it was undergoing renovations. Havana Governor Ronaldo Garcia Zapata told the Communist Party newspaper Granma, "It's not a bomb or an attack. It's a tragic accident," President Miguel Diaz-Canel, who visited the site, said in a tweet. That's insane that they even have Twitter down there. Dr. Julio Guerrera, chief of hospital services at the Ministry of Health, told reporters that at least 74 people have been injured. Among them were 14 children, according to a tweet by Diaz-Canel's office. So Cuban state TV reported the explosion was caused by a truck that had been supplying natural gas to the hotel, but not provide details on how the gas ignited. A white tanker truck was seen being removed from the site as rescue workers hosed it down with water. Yeah, so needless to say, I thought when it hit national news, I was pretty damn sure somebody bombed the living shit out of it. But it was just natural gas, at least for now. You can't really trust the news coming out of those kind of countries.
Okay. I missed your story, but
it was a Cuban hotel blew up.
There goes the cigars. So, don't know about it. Let's awkward silence there. Let's go ahead and get into this other story. I got the video to play it. It's just I'm sure everybody knows that pays attention to politics, whatever, about the Supreme Court leak. A little short video on it, and then we'll talk about it a little bit. The liberals are completely losing their shit right now. So.
Roe v. Wade. Our next guest is talking about. I'm sorry, I think this might be wrong. Calls it the. I'm not
Joe
sure
Biden's speechwriter.
Is questioning the integrity of this judicial crisis.
Spit it out, baby. Spit it out.
Supreme Court clerk Carrie Severino joins us now. Carrie, you were in this position. You were a clerk. Tell us what security is like around these opinions.
Yeah, it's absolutely jaw-dropping to have a leak like this, even when, and you can only think of a handful of times that even just the outcome of a case might have been leaked shortly before an opinion is released. This is presumably months ahead of time, and a full draft text of the opinion. We were not allowed to leave the building with any of this information, whether it's a hard copy, whether it was on a flash drive. You know, a very small, tight network of people who would have had access to this opinion, including really just the justices and their clerks. So
I'm sure.
It shows to me the depths to which liberal activists are willing to go, and presumably in this case, a liberal activist clerk on the court are willing to go to try to achieve their political ends. I think there was the assumption that maybe this was going to help encourage potentially the court to change direction, because drumming up, protests and potentially even violence, like we started to see last night, some of the protests at the court.
They don't put a big fence around the courthouse.
It's almost as if there's no American institution they're unwilling to destroy in order to achieve their extreme policy goals.
They just put it up
if you
since
think about
this.
the fallout, this one person, if it was a person inside that was leaking this,
then they're going to jail.
If you think about how this is going to affect the elections, the midterm elections, how this is going to affect this decision. It's bullying the justices to try to change their opinions. Congress is going to say they want to pack the court. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think it's shocking to me how you've had people on the left, including even members of Congress, basically trying to use this as an excuse, again, to bulldoze every other institution. We're undermining the court, which was the only institution in the House that didn't used to leak. Now we can't say that anymore. And saying, well, we're at it. Let's bulldoze the filibuster and use it to push through legislation, either to pack the court or to codify Roe. It is really.
My thing is, don't they have a whole bunch of security and stuff and people out there for that stuff?
Well, they do, and that was like Dan was saying, I bet it was AOC or some other liberal loser. I do agree that it is a liberal. They've already released that fact. But the thing is like, even congressmen and the senators don't have access to that type of information. This is somebody like a personal secretary to one of the justices. So probably like the new justice that just got hired.
That's what I'm thinking. What maybe one of her people.
Yeah.
What's that Hispanic lady? Sodom. I can't see her name. Sodom or something like that.
Sodom and Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah, something like that. I don't know.
Hey, I love how just like that, we're back to my body, my choice.
Well, oh yeah, because if you look here, this is a recent scene I have behind us of recently that since that stuff leaked out. And if y'all on your cell phones watching, it'd be hard to see. I did put three Easter eggs up in here. See if y'all can find them. Point them out while we're doing it. If it may be hard to see on a cell phone, if you're on a computer or a TV watching,
am I allowed to point them out?
Let the people see first.
I was gonna say I'm staring at a 40-inch television.
Yeah, so you can probably see it. But I've been watching stuff. I was watching some videos. I didn't put them on here from the young twats. I mean, the Turks. I mean, yeah.
I hate those sons of bitches.
That one female on there, she was just losing her shit.
You know what we need to do? Have you ever seen the video with the Young Turks where they didn't know who Alex Jones was and invited him to come speak? And they had him and his security detail in the room with the Young Turks doing an interview. And he obviously goes off on his extreme right-wing policies and shit like that. And the Turk guy got up and started, I'll beat the shit out of you. Well, Alex Jones is like a body lifter. A lot of people don't realize it. So he like flings the chair across the room and goes, I'll kill you right here and now. I have to find it. And then we might be able to put it up for you guys on one of the Liberty Freedom Whiskeys because it is hilarious. Like they did not do their homework.
All right. I mean, there's no Iceman dancing on the stairs anywheres, but
I'll give you one hint.
But go ahead and spit it out. If not you, host there, the watchers. If y'all see the little Easter eggs, like I said, I put 3 of them in there.
One clue: Bernie Sanders.
Why you want to do that? Just want to ruin it.
I don't know where the third one is. I found 2 of them.
So anyway, I've watched a ton of videos. Of course, Dan Bongino and all of them have done, pulled up the videos and some TikToks and all that stuff like that. These liberals are losing their minds. Yes,
this ain't even the worst of it.
Yes, there is one right above Holster's head, but who is it?
Oh, I know exactly who it is.
Well, Bernie is there. That's not who above is on Holster's head.
That's George Floyd.
No, it's not.
That distance, it looks like him.
No, that is not Chris Rock, Aaron. No, Dan, that is not him.
So here we go on this boat.
I'll tell you. We'll tell you at the end.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so I just put a family member on a plane yesterday, so this was not a thing yesterday or today, this morning. I don't know what the hell's going on with this. In late April, a federal judge in Florida struck down the Biden administration's mask mandate, but the Centers for Disease Prevention and Control recommends you continue wearing a mask on public transportation. Oh, so it's just a recommendation. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention reiterated its recommendation that travelers still wear masks when traveling on planes, trains, and automobiles. Why it matters. The news comes after a federal judge in Florida struck down the Biden administration's mask mandate in late April. No, it's not Jesse. The CDC said that this recommendation is based on a current data trend circulating variants, the effectiveness of vaccines, and projected trends in the coming months. Flashback, the mask mandate has been repeatedly extended recently until May 3rd, before the court struck it down April 18th. The TSA stopped encouraging masks at the same day because they're tired of wearing that shit too. Just like me going in the federal building. That employee was pissed. He didn't want to wear it either. The state of play when the Utah Department of Health was recently asked whether Utahns should consider wearing a mask on public transportation. The spokeswoman Jenny Johnson said, and the department is recommending people use CDC community levels and follow those recommendations for masks. So yeah, it is all bullshit. They're just, I don't think they know what they want. Either they want the power, which we know they want, to hold and make you be a sheep, or on the other hand, they're trying to win an election. So it really is a power vacuum, because if they say, oh no, COVID's done, it's not a thing anymore, then they're going to be liars when it comes to the election. But if they control people, they're also going to lose the election, because people don't like being held down anymore. People are sick of the shit.
Well,
and rightfully so.
Most people are. You got a little group, because you can still go, they're still out there right now.
Oh, yeah. Even at the airport,
driving around
where it's not mandatory, they were walking around with them on.
Driving around the car by themselves with a mask on, or,
idiots.
I was in a store yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. I was getting me a Lincoln regular boudin, and the truck stopped, and I'm like, why the hell's the line so long? Well, the line wasn't long. These people were still standing 6 feet apart from each other.
Oh, God.
Oh, I can't wait for all the videos, Dan, to come out of these people just completely wigging out over it.
Oh, yeah.
But they don't want to give up the mask mandate. It's control for them. They love the control.
Oh, did you see the 19-year-old that passed away? She was actually a high school full scholarship ride to college for being a professional athlete, and was encouraged by her doctor not to get the third vaccine, and passed away. And they're saying it's unexpected, but it's natural. A 19-year-old athlete doesn't just drop dead.
I'm sure. Just moving on. We can go on that forever. The next one is from California over there, where some of our listeners are. This is from U.S. News. California says it's going to need more power to keep the lights on. California energy officials on Friday issued a sober forecast for the state's electrical grid, saying it lacks sufficient capacity to keep the lights on this summer and beyond if heat waves, wildfires, or extreme events take their toll. The update from leaders from 3 state agencies and the office of the governor, Gavin Newsom, comes in response to a string of challenges with the ambitious transition away from fossil fuels, including rolling blackouts during a summer heat wave of 2020. What's wrong? Your windmills ain't working? Your solar power ain't working? What's wrong?
You know what? I'm look, I've always been one of them people. It's like green energy is bullshit. Now that I'm probably going to end up getting paid from green energy, I don't really say it's bullshit.
It's still bullshit. It's just,
but here's the issue.
You just want the money from it.
It costs so much money to put that equipment up. If the government really wanted it to be, look, instead of spending $33 billion to the Ukraine, how about taking $33 billion and then going through neighborhoods and putting solar panels on homes? Just walk up to the door and say, hey, I'm here to do free solar. The government already paid for it. Here you go. You don't need to pay an electric bill anymore. It's covered.
But they don't want to do that because they want to build this stuff and still charge you probably more for the electricity. California.
Yeah, I did find out that that's a true fact. They actually charge the exact same amount on solar energy, and then they have to split that money between the investor and the property owner.
Exactly. California is among the most aggressive climate change policies in the world. Go figure. Including a goal of producing all of its electricity from carbon-free resources by 2045. Good luck with that. Y'all going to be some hot, dark people. Dan, I totally agree with you. Nuclear all the way. Nuclear is the best option. It's cheap, and people's like, oh, it's safe.
You know why they don't want to do that? They would have to reduce how much people pay.
Oh, yeah, because it would make electricity go way down. Yeah,
electricity would be damn near net zero and free.
In an online briefing with reporters, the official forecast a potential shortfall of 1,700 megawatts this year. Means I don't know how much megawatt sounds like a lot.
It's really not.
They need some flux capacitors.
It's like 1,000 watts.
This is a megawatt, I don't know.
20 acres worth of a solar farm makes a gigawatt, which is twice what a megawatt is. So, yeah, that's not a lot. They're like right fucking there. They're like, 20, 40 acres worth of panels. That number could go as high as 5,000 megawatts if the grid is taxed by multiple challenges that reduce available power while sending demand soaring, state officials said during an online briefing. Supply gaps along those lines could leave between 1 million and 4 million people without power. Outages will only happen under extreme conditions, officials caution, and will depend in part of the success of the conservation measures. In 2025, the state will still have a capacity shortfall of about 1,800 megawatts, according to officials from the California Energy Commission. California's electricity planning has been challenged as devastating wildfires have cut off transmission lines and extreme heat events and drought have hampered hydropower supplies. Officials said traditional energy demand forecasting does not account for such extreme events. Kind of like how Texas had that big problem with their power when we had that freeze down here in this area in the south that we don't get. No, that was the fucking Chinese shut down their own power grid.
No, Texas had an issue.
I know that.
Because of the windmills. They relied a lot on windmills, and they froze, and they wasn't windmilling.
But listen to me. The Chinese have invested heavily into hundreds of thousands of acres in Texas, and they have turned it into solar and windmills. During that time when they froze over, the Chinese literally turned the fucking switch off so that they wouldn't be providing electricity. It was a forced event. That was covered heavily by Fox News at the time.
So California's going to have rolling blackouts. Of course, I believe I've read stuff years back, it might have been last year, where, you're not allowed to water your grass because they have water shortages. It seems like, for California being such a great place to live, y'all don't have enough electricity, don't have enough water.
They did that to themselves.
A lot of them, not everybody, but a lot of them don't have any common sense.
All you have to do is look up the damage the avocado has done to the state of California. Well, and now South America. Yeah. Avocados eat up massive amounts of water. So that explains why it's actually.
You know who else is buying up a lot of farmland is Bill Gates is buying a shitload of farmland because he wants everybody to go meatless because he's meatless.
That's so stupid. Yeah, we'll get into that in a minute.
You want a veggie burger?
That Impossible Burger, I almost want to try it.
I don't.
Just to see.
I heard it's got a bad aftertaste. This next one, we got pictures.
Oh, you ain't got the video?
No, I didn't play the video. Everybody saw the video.
May not have.
Got this picture.
So, you want me to read it?
This guy right here. Y'all recognize him? Recognize him?
You ain't going to recognize him from that photo.
Bet you recognize him now. Bang.
Dave Chappelle's attacker, Isaiah Lee's possible motive becomes clearer. So basically, for those that do not know, during Dave Chappelle's latest show, yes, in fact, that is his right arm broken completely backwards. He decided, this young man above me, decided he was going to go to Dave Chappelle's show with Chris Rock and a few other very talented comedians and started talking about, his jokes. Well, then this guy, out of nowhere, jumps up, and he's very clumsy. He basically trips as he's trying to tackle Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle basically brushes him off. Dave does fall because I guess he went over the cord for the microphone. And this dude realized that Dave Chappelle's security team was running towards this man like insane. So they basically took him out back. And Dave even alluded to the situation, stating his security detail and his boys will continue to stomp the shit out of him until the show is over. And then Chris Rock piped in and said, was that Will Smith? I love that part. But
that's the perfect picture of him right here of fuck around and find out.
he did have, the DTAC training we used to do with the big fake knife and the fake gun. He actually had those on him. Thankfully, they weren't real.
I've seen one. It was it looks like a gun, but it flips out and it's actually a knife.
Right. But anyway, thank God he didn't have that. But yeah, he got his shit rocked. While there are still plenty of unanswered questions surrounding the man who attacked Dave Chappelle during the comedian's live performance this week, the motivation for the assault become a bit clearer as law enforcement officials continue to release information about the prime suspect. Motherfucker, it ain't a suspect. It was covered on worldwide television. Isaiah Lee was identified as the man who sprang from the audience during Chappelle's set at the Hollywood Bowl in Los Angeles as part of the Netflix Is a Joke Fest. On Tuesday night, the 23-year-old was arrested and charged with assault with a deadly weapon, a felony, after the Los Angeles Police Department determined Lee was armed with a replica gun that he allegedly aimed at Chappelle after he tackled the comedian. The replica gun also featured with a knife with a short blade.
I've seen these knives like in
novelty stores.
Yeah, I was looking for the word. I call them redneck malls because out here there'll be like a tent pops up or a little trailer pops up in the parking lot and they sell flags and crap like this. I just call them redneck malls.
Yeah. Anyway,
they didn't charge him with any felonies. I think they hit him with 3 or 4 misdemeanors though.
No, they say right in here they charge him with a felony.
No, they got an update story.
Oh, okay, and a $30,000 bond.
Yeah, from today I read something. They anyway.
Fucking courts they did. But you know what? You know who started this shit? Will Smith. Come on. I don't care how offended you are at a joke a comedian tells. Stay your ass in your seat. You want to heckle him from your seat? Do it. But do not run up on the stage, because right there is what should have happened to Will Smith.
Yep. Sure should have. The only reason it didn't is because of who he was. So, anyway, that's the perfect example of fuck around and find out right there, though.
Right.
Let's move on to, we'll segue right into another dumbass. This is from The Hill. They got new minimum salaries for House staffers.
Of course they do.
Speaker Nancy Pelosi, the Democrat from California, on Friday announced that the House will now require staffers to get paid a minimum salary of $45,000. Now, does whoever the politician or whatever, do they pay them out of their funds or whatever, or does we pay them as taxpayers? I am pleased to announce that pursuant to the statutory authority of the Speaker in 2 U.S.C. 4532, the House will, for the first time ever, set the minimum annual pay for a staffer at $45,000, Pelosi wrote in a Dear Colleague letter, first reported by Punchbowl News. Now, I mean, $45,000 is not a lot of money, especially if you're living in the District of Columbia. I'm sure it's like minimum wage damn near out there. House lawmakers will have until September the 1st to enact a new salary change. Pelosi said the maximum House staffer pay was also bumped up to $203,700 to match the Senate.
A staffer.
Yes, it's a staffer. That's ridiculous.
Like the go get my coffee guy. The go get my coffee guy makes more than most sheriffs.
Pelosi said that a 21% raise, that's a big raise, in a member's representative allowance in March will more than, so it does come out of the representative's allowance they have to pay these people will cover. So they got a raise, and now she's like, okay, that raise you just got for your allowance, yeah, you got to give it to these other people. So,
you know what, Dan, I want to kind of argue with you. First off, first responders and stuff, a lot of them are paid a livable wage. I mean, very rarely do you see people getting paid very poorly from a law enforcement agency, and usually those departments are like the small 3 or 5 man departments. But what I do disagree with,
you're not going to get rich doing it.
What happened?
You're not going to get rich doing it, but you can survive. You
could definitely survive, especially if you and your spouse both work. Now, usually what ends up happening is the husband's in Leo and the wife ends up being a housewife. That's where you end up with the struggles. But at the same time, and I want everybody to give me your opinion, whether it's negative or positive, those people on Social Security, like the elderly people, not the people that claim that they're disabled, elderly people receiving Social Security that are now pretty much having to eat cat food out of their house because they can't afford food because the fucking everybody and their mother is getting a raise and the minimum pay rate is $15 an hour, so the food costs more. Why is she underneath my desk? I completely disagree in the fact that a senator or a congressman can get a 20% raise when they're already making hundreds of thousands of dollars, but yet those on Social Security are going broke, and they're about to die because they can't afford to live. Hey, I bet she could take her teeth out. Look. Beauty's only a plastic bag away, buddy.
You weren't expecting that, were you? If you were just listening to audio, I put a little picture of Nancy over there.
He's pulling a South Park, is what he's doing.
Made it look like she was underneath upstairs desk, and she came out with her lips in the O shape. They say with this competitive minimum salary, they will be able to retain and recruit excellent, diverse talent. I hate that fucking word. Doing so will open the doors to public service for those who may not have been able to afford to do so in the past. Pelosi said there was no salary floor in Congress, and some staffers were only being paid $30,000 a year. Demand Progress and non-governmental organization that has pushed for higher staffer pay celebrated the action on Friday, calling it a proud moment in congressional history.
I don't know, Aaron. Some of us like that.
So it's just whatever. They just spending more money. They just doing more money. So spending more money. So
they're spending more money, which causes once again the inflation and shit like that. Yeah, oh yeah, you guarantee damn every dollar she's using taxpayer dollars, whether it's by the paycheck she receives by Congress or the insider trading she does.
Well, wasn't her salary like Didn't she say, well, not her salary, didn't she say she made like $1 million something this past year? And I think they're paid that paycheck.
Her husband does, yeah.
All right. Since Holstera is...
Her congressional salary is $193,400 a year.
Yeah, but her tax thing saying she earned like $1 million something. That's my insider trade.
Yes, the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi has amassed more than $196 million in wealth.
Almost $200 million.
Yeah.
When you're only making less than $200,000 a year.
Yes.
How that works, huh?
I am a sick little monkey.
Yeah. Well, since Holstera is de-stressed now, thanks to Nancy, you can go ahead and read the next one. Out of Georgia.
Georgia.
Oh, my man.
Don't sing.
Well, you don't like my singing voice?
Georgia.
It's horrible.
Georgia judge won't block Major Mart. Hold on, Jersey. Georgia judge won't block Marjorie Taylor Greene from running for re-election. I don't see how the fuck a judge could stop any U.S. citizen from running. A Georgia administration judge has rejected a challenge to Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene's eligibility to appear on the ballot for re-election by a group of voters who'd argued she has engaged in insurrection in the days leading up to January 6th. Shut the fuck up. I'm sorry, but no. These people, oh my God. But if Democrats do it, it's fine.
Well, which one? What the fuck's her name? The older lady that was telling people to run up on conservative politicians and restaurants
the big,
and stuff
black
like
lady that looks like the Star Wars or Star Trek character.
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
I mean, she was inciting violence towards people.
Oh yeah, get up in their face, slam their food on the ground.
Yep.
Yeah. Administrative Law Judge Charles Boothrow on Friday said Miss Greene, a first-term Republican, should be permitted to run for a second term after hearing arguments from Miss Greene's attorney and lawyers, representing a group of Georgia voters backed by the good government group Free Speech for People. The group had argued that the section of the 14th Amendment to the United States Constitution, which barred persons who'd supported the southern states that had rebelled against Washington to protest slavery during the American Civil War from serving in the U.S. government, can be invoked against GOP members who supported former President Donald J. Trump. You can't make this shit up. They're comparing January 6th to the Confederacy going to war against the North. They really, like, one person died on January 6th. One.
Yeah, they were killed by Capitol Police.
Yeah, it was a innocent woman that was a United States veteran.
Unarmed woman got shot, no charges.
Yes, this is bullshit. In a written opinion, he said the evidence presented was insufficient to establish that Miss Greene had engaged in insurrection or rebellion against the U.S. or had given those who did aid and comfort. So he even acknowledges that was an insurrection. No, that was a bunch of peaceful protesters. If it was an insurrection where everybody was armed, they would still own that fucking building.
Shit would have been burning down.
If they were...
They said a lot of them... They said, I saw some... They said a lot of people, they were just walking around taking pictures.
Yeah, they were actually staying inside of the ropes.
Some of them were like, in a lot of things, it showed some of the Capitol Police holding the door open for them.
Yeah, those were all the ones that were Clinton'd.
So...
And they claimed that all 5 of them committed suicide.
Okay.
Go figure. Anyway, yeah, so she's allowed to run again. And I hope everybody revotes her in there.
Yep. They trying to, stop her, but... Thought that was a good one. This one, I'm going to go through this one quickly because it's freaking really, really long. And it's wrong. It's out of Forbes. These are the U.S. states people are fleeing from and the ones that they are moving to.
Why is the show Florida's blue?
I don't know where's the story at. Uh-oh. I
got it up if you ain't.
It's not pull. I got the headline and that's it. Let me try this. Hold on. Nope.
Okay, the U.S. states people are fleeing and the ones they are moving to. Each year, families pack up their belongings and move to a new home, sometimes out of state. Tracking where they go and where they're leaving from, paint paints an interesting picture of U.S. migration.
I was just kind of read what they think the numbers are not going to make much sense, but just read the states and which states they're running from, and then we'll read the states they're coming to, since I can't see it for some reason.
It's really weird. Pennsylvania at $815 billion. Pennsylvania has the sixth biggest budget. They don't really break it down like that.
No, but it just says they're running from Pennsylvania is what, number 1 or number 10 or something like that.
Yeah, it's number 12.
Yeah, they're leaving Pennsylvania in masses. People getting the fuck out of there.
So they're leaving Pennsylvania in mass. Number 11 is North Dakota. With all the oil, no employment. So everybody's moving out of North Dakota. Number 10, Wisconsin. Cold as fuck. Why wouldn't you move out of Wisconsin? But the only good thing there is Green Bay Packers.
Don't they have cheese?
They do have cheese, but we also have cheese here in Florida. You buy it at Walmart. Anyway, so they're moving out of Wisconsin. The Hoda state. Utah. So get ready for it, y'all. There's about to be Jehovah's Witnesses all over the United States, because Utah is...
No, it's just wrong religion, there.
What?
Utah is the Mormons.
Oh, same shit.
No,
anyway,
it's not. It's two totally different ones.
So get this. 55% of the state has already moved. Holy shit. Kentucky. 56% of Kentucky has moved out.
Guess they want more bluegrass.
Number 7 is Ohio, which I completely understand. Run. 56% has moved out of Ohio. These are all blue states. You notice that? Massachusetts, 56% have moved out of Massachusetts. Number 5, Kansas. They're not in Kansas anymore, Toto. 56.7% have moved out. They have a population of 2,913, which means a hell of a lot of people are moving out of Kansas. Number 4, Connecticut. 57.1% have moved out of Connecticut. I mean, we're talking about states that are, at this point, empty. The state of New York, 60.6. I'm really surprised it's not 66.6. But anyway.
I'd run from there.
60%, though. 60.6, and I'll forget about the 0.6. 60%, and this is their population, 19,850,000. So you're talking about 11 million people just moved out of New York?
Well,
they're all in fucking Florida, I can tell you.
I got an idea. Since you have all these empty, you got a lot of vacancies now, they ought to let the homeless people stay in them.
They should, but they won't. Number 2, New Jersey, 62.9%, and their population is 9 million. Jersey. Get this, number 1. Anybody want to take a stab in the dark? Do you know what it is?
Chicago.
Illinois, 63.4% are moving out.
Aaron,
so that is
you're gonna have some extra elbow room over there.
So that is more than 6.4 million people moving out of Illinois. So let's see. The top inbound states. Number 10, Alabama.
Sweet.
Yeah, number 10 is Alabama. We'll just do it this way. Colorado. Well, I know why everybody's moving there. Weed, bitches. Anyway, Colorado is number 9. Number 8 is North Carolina. I'm telling you, Florida, but watch. It's going to be 1. Number 7 is South Carolina. Put my phone on silent. That's very rude.
So rude.
So rude. Number 6 is Washington. Really? People are moving there. Maybe they want to be part of the autonomous zone. Anyway. Number 5 incoming state.
Natasha better watch out.
South Dakota. Nevada is number 4. Didn't see that coming. So number 3.
Well, I think a lot of California people are moving to Nevada.
Right. Number 3 is Idaho.
They got potatoes.
Number 2. Fucking really? Oregon? Oregon. Who the fuck thinks about moving to Oregon? I forgot there was actually a state. And number 1 is Vermont. This don't make any sense.
Hey, let them keep going other day. You don't want them coming to your state, do you?
But that's bullshit. Everybody knows that all these Yankees have come to Florida, and all these people in California are going to Texas. That's not a big surprise. Yeah, then it breaks it down to people that are moving for jobs. So what's happening is, since everybody, and I'm done because that's long as shit. The thing is, a lot of these big companies over the past 2 years, because of COVID, have figured out it's a hell of a lot cheaper to pay people to work out of their own house than to have to pay rent for an entire building in like New York City. So now people, like for instance, I'm a tax man. So I got to meet a wealth of these people this year. I have a couple clients that moved down here that they completely closed the main building. And these people make about $500,000 a year per person. That's over $1 million a year for the husband and wife. And now they've moved to Florida, and they can live like royalty. I mean, in perspective, New York City is upper echelon. Florida is like a third world country in comparison. We don't have a lot of the, big skyscrapers and the, all the big money places, especially with Disney getting dick slapped. But that's big money. I mean, they're coming to these poor states and they're just flooding it. And now, when kids are reaching 18, they can't move out because some Yankee's going to offer $1 million on a home that ain't worth $200,000.
Yep. Well, I'm not moving nowhere.
You should be moving to Florida.
Negative.
So you do this every day.
Aaron said,
I even have a seat for you right here.
You can get weed in Illinois and they still running. That's because you can get shot very easily.
Well, they have a place called Chirac. I mean, the only place close to it I would consider New Orleans.
I would move there. This next story is out of New Orleans, actually. That's a good little segue right there into it. I don't know if y'all remember a while back, I guess it was several months ago, we had talked about how the mayor of New Orleans, and her infinite wisdom, because she is an extremely, extremely intelligent woman. I hope y'all can hear the sarcasm in my voice. She wanted to give, basically, let's give people free money for sitting on their asses, not doing nothing. Well, they're going to go ahead and implement some of this.
Wasn't that was like Atlanta, wasn't it?
No, they're doing it in New Orleans too, we had talked about. This one is teens, not grown-ups, teenagers in New Orleans can now get guaranteed income.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, just for existing.
So can we get P.O. boxes there? I want to pull the Democrat thing.
We're not teens. A new guaranteed...
I can identify as a teen.
A new guaranteed income program in New Orleans is now offering money to teenagers. And I'm not sure I understand why this demographic was selected by the leaders of the state's largest city.
I'm assuming because they're going to be the next voters.
I don't know. But the mayors for a guaranteed program in New Orleans has just kicked off the program and will give cash payments to 125 people between the ages of 16 and 24. 120. I mean, how did you get a lottery? Did they draw your name? How do you get picked? Oh, and between the ages of 16 and 24 who are not working or in school. So just say that are not working or in school. I guess not in school. People that are not working or not in school or in school. I don't know. So basically say it don't matter. Just if you're not working or if you're in school or not in school, I guess it don't really.
So if
matter.
You choose to go to college, fuck you. If you choose to be a responsible adult and go get a job,
no, it says in school. I'm assuming
in school, not working.
But you're not working or in school, so you could just be a lazy ass sitting at home and not going to school either.
That's what I'm saying.
It's hypocritical what they're saying. It's just saying who are not doing it. We're just gonna give this to anybody, basically. Those selected for the program will get monthly payments of $350 for 10 months.
Oh, that's not a lot.
It's not, but you're not doing nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
you're not.
I know
doing
exactly
nothing.
what
they're
they
gonna
would
buy
do down
weed.
here. They'd work under the table and get that free money.
Yeah, you're going to buy weed with it or other drugs. And then they'll go buy the enough drugs with $350 and resell it and make more money on it. They're entrepreneurs.
That's true.
But when you think about this demographic, you have to think, how responsible are they with the money? Will they use the cash wisely? I have serious doubts about that. Mayor LaToya Cantrell's Office of Youth and Families has announced the launch of the program through a $500,000 grant from the mayors for guaranteed income. Mayor Cantrell said she wants to find ways to support at-risk youth so they can buy condoms and drugs with this money and beer. It don't say that, but it's not going to help anybody. If you give, that's the problem with the Democrats and the liberals and stuff. They don't realize if you just hand shit out to people, you're not helping them. You're hurting them. If you're just giving shit and you didn't earn it or work for it, your point is, look how many people, and you can go, they got videos, they got documentaries. Look at how many normal people like us that win the lottery, like millions and millions of dollars, are either dead ass broke right now already. Won $100 million and 8 years later or less, they're dead broke, or they're just dead. Period. You need financial advisors. You need you need all kind of shit. People come out the woodworks with all these schemes when you invest in their bullshit companies. You've just found a relative you've never seen in your entire life,
right?
And all that stuff like that. I'm just saying that. Go watch some of these documentaries. I mean, I think they had one. I don't know what channel it was on, but it's called "The Lottery Ruined My Life." I mean, it's.
Oh yeah.
Just like, or let's take the example. How many of these pro athletes that made millions of dollars,
like their daddies left them when they were little,
and are dead ass broke now?
Yep.
Dead broke. Made $200 million through their career, and they have nothing now. They don't have any money. That's because
nobody ever taught them how to manage their money.
The problem is you got these kids that come out of low income communities. They were poor, didn't have a lot. They got talent. They busted their ass. They did what they did athletic wise, and they were good at it. They went to college, taking basket weaving and psychic ability classes. They didn't finish college because they joined the draft in their junior year, so they never finished college. They go into the NFL, NBA, whatever, and they make all this money. The problem is you got a kid that's been low income all his life. Now you're giving these people millions upon millions of dollars, and they don't know how to handle it. They don't know what to do it. They don't realize that it's going to disappear. They have to save and invest. Instead, they go out and buy 6 houses. They got an entourage of 30 people, all their boys, and they buying them this and they buying them that, and they get hurt or something, and their career's over, and the money's gone. Your boys are gone, and you're going bankrupt because you can't afford the taxes and upkeep on your 12 houses and 25, high-end luxury cars. And now they're boohooing. They need to teach these kids some stuff about it. But anyway, let's go back to this. I'm ranting.
Hell no, that's why I get paid. They need financial advisors, not to know how to do it themselves.
She hopes these payments will help connect these young people back to the workforce or school. If you're giving them money for free, why a lot of these in their 16 now going to work? I'm getting free $350 a month. Now I'm going to go get a job. Yeah, okay. How did giving people all this free money during the spamdemic work out? Look how many people didn't go back to work. People just sitting on their ass waiting to get paychecks and stuff. Shreveport also is participating in this program, but those getting the cash in the Shreveport area are single parents with an income below 120% of the federal poverty level. These folks also have to be the caregiver of a school-aged child. The mayor up there said, too many Americans live with economic insecurities, whether it be inequities exposed by COVID. Oh, no, it's COVID's fault for people to have money. Or the alarming pace that automation is replacing high-paying jobs and displacing traditional workers. No, automation ain't doing it. Is everybody's taking their shit overseas and having it made in the sweatshops in China by 2-year-olds. And Nike, other places like that.
Amazon.
They're getting the one in Shreveport. Those people are getting $660 a month for 1 year. The money to fund the program coming from $500,000 from private dollars. But the Caddo Parish Commission has also kicked in another $432,000 of matching funds. The United Way is managing the program. So Shreveport's got like right at $1 million. Saying something about that. Blah, blah, blah. It's a bunch of other stuff. What different states started it. Beaumont, Port Arthur, Texas started a new job in Beaumont. From Shreveport, Bossier. It's just people saying they got jobs or whatever. But anyway, they're just going to give people free money for just breathing air. That they're already doing that. They already just, this is not. They are not. It says, I hit the lottery, I will disappear, and only a few people will be able to find me. I'm fully prepared to tell every single parasite to go get stuffed. And poverty is a mindset. I agree with you, Aaron. If you don't want to be poor, you don't have to have a college education. Get out there, bust your ass. You may not be a millionaire, but you can work your ass off enough to pull yourself up by the bootstraps. And
Aaron, you can come down Louisiana. There's a few places out near the swamp you could disappear.
But giving people free money, they're already doing that. How's that working out? It's called welfare and food stamps.
The key to life is to be a son of a bitch. And then that way, when you win the lottery, everybody's like, nah, I ain't even going to ask.
But they're already giving people free shit. And how's that working out for them? It's not. Because as you know, you deal with it, especially in the tax season, is a lot of these people know exactly how much they can make before they go over that limit. They know how much they can make before they get disqualified for food stamps and welfare and all stuff like that, or was that Medicaid, Medicare, I don't know, whatever one for those. And Medicaid. So they will work up to that point and quit their job.
Yep.
You deal with that all the time. So it's giving people free shit is not helping them. It's hurting them. I say if you're a young person and capable of working, and you are capable of working, you should.
I seen a video the other day of a guy with no leg using a crutch to lay brick. Like, no, you could figure it the hell out.
We had a guy that worked for us that didn't have a leg, and he was a dispatcher. We had another guy that only had one arm. He was a dispatcher. You can do all kind of jobs being handicapped. You're getting off your lazy ass and doing it.
Yeah, come be a tax man.
But handing people money, handing people food stamps, handing people this, handing people that, if you keep giving people shit, they're not going to go out and want to do it for themselves. They're going to sit out there with their little hands open but that's what the Democrat Party wants. I've tried to explain this to somebody before. I said, you keep going. It was a younger girl. She was a nurse. Happened many years ago. She was bitching that she had some friends that she had one or two kids. They didn't work. They sat at home on their ass, and they got government checks, government food. They got this and that, and she was bitching because she the taxes they were taking out of her check. And I looked at her straight in her face and said, "So you won't be a slave?" Well, she turned around to me like I was fucking crazy, of course. And she said, "What did you say to me?" And I repeated myself. I said, "You won't be a slave?" She said, "What are you talking about?" I said, "Well, your friends have they're basically slaves. They're slaves to the government." No, I'm referring to everybody. Black, white, brown, orange, pink, it don't matter. If you live on the government tit for years and years and years, you belong to the government. And I explained to her, I said, you work for a living, you have an education, you pay your own taxes. I said, the government does not own you. They don't control you. I said, your friend, the government shows up and says, hey, guess what? You're going to go dig this ditch today. And she said, the hell I am. Well, that's fine. We're going to take your house because you live in Section 8. We're taking your food because you're on food stamps. We're taking your medical care because you're on Medicaid. We're taking your Obama phone. We're basically taking everything this person has. You know what they're going to do? They're going to go dig that fucking ditch that the government just told them to do because the government owns them.
Well, let me put that in a different perspective from you, because we've already seen this taking place. You've had good police officers all the way around the United States ordered to violate people's civil rights, their freedom of speech, their freedom of assembly, all these things. You know why? It's because their bosses threaten to take away everything they own. Because if you take a 20-year veteran of a police department like New York City and terminate that person's employment, he now has to try to find a job in law enforcement, which now he has a tarnish on his record. And he's probably going to lose his house, his cars, everything, his food, or her food. So it's one of those things. They can use those powers to control even the best of people. The worst of people are just gung-ho to do it.
But bad program. It's a stupid program. It's a bad program. In all these cities, places that are doing that, they're all blue. And it's stupid. You're not helping nobody. You're just hurting people. You're getting more people on the government tit depending on you, and that's about control. So,
well, Aaron, if I ever go missing, just look up the name Delicious Peters. Anyway.
This next story is just completely asinine. I just saw it, and I was like, this is stupid.
But do you think it is?
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Because growing up with an old school country guy that knew how to work on engines, I can tell you it's not that far from the truth, and I've seen it happen. But I'll read their little story. Will diluting gasoline with water save money? Now, they're meaning to mix 50% water, 50% fuel. That mixture will not work. That will cause your engine to shut down and rust.
They're right up the road. You're not getting home.
Right. But diluting gasoline with water has been a common accusation that people think gas stations perform, and recently a startup has developed a process where diesel fuel droplets are infused with nanometer-sized water particles. Yes, it is said to lower diesel fuel cost and also significantly reducing carbon emissions. But can you actually use water to dilute gasoline? Let's look. What they say directly below this is completely contradicting to what they just said. Running diesel, like on an RV or a semi, using a nano droplet of water. That actually does work. I've witnessed it myself, and it actually cleans the carbon off the engine. Does gasoline and water mix well? Mixing water with gas, to mix the two liquids, they have to be of the same density or weights. Otherwise, the heavier of the two will settle at the bottom of the container or tank. Water is about a quarter denser than gasoline. So the heavier water won't mix, but instead sinks. So that means that mixing can't occur. The gas floats to the top, leaving the heavier water at the bottom of the fuel tank.
They should use anorexic water. Then they would.
No, but when I've seen this done, there's a separate fuel cell that, like, you're running 100% fuel, but you're only adding 10% water.
I wouldn't suggest anybody.
Small portion.
I wouldn't suggest anybody putting water in their gas tank.
No. You don't put it in the gas tank. No, because just like they're saying right here, the water will sink to the bottom and the fuel will sit on top. Most of the time, the fuel pump pulls from the bottom, so you're going to end up pulling nothing but water, and you're going to fry your engine. But I have literally watched it completely revitalize an engine, just putting a small amount in, but it has to be straight through the carburetor or fuel injectors. Water doesn't burn like gasoline, but it can freeze. Another problem with water in the fuel tank is that freezing conditions, it may harden at the bottom of your tank, and you'll end up with a big block of ice in the water. No, because it will mix with the ethanol. It just won't mix with the fuel.
Don't do it.
Yeah, if you're not a mechanic or an old shady tree like mechanic from way back when, don't do it. You're gonna fuck your engine up, especially if you drive like a Prius. Don't go playing with that shit.
Is that a car?
Yeah.
That next one I had on there, that's in the list, we're skipping over it. I was just going to say it with the other one, but it's just basically a video, and I'm not doing it. So we're gonna
it's the same shit.
Yeah, we're going to skip down to the next one. This next story is
so stupid.
Out of Louisiana. It is stupid, but that's what the hell everything's going on.
What did we talk about last week? Where the black governor or something like instated Southern history.
Yeah, he actually had a
That's Mississippi, wasn't it?
Confederate holiday. Yeah.
Right.
Now, out of New Orleans, Louisiana House votes to remove the Confederate state holidays. Neither Confederate Memorial Day nor the day honoring the Confederate generals have been observed in Louisiana for years. I'm like, I live here. I've never been off for any of these days, so I don't know what the big freaking deal is, even when I was a little kid. Louisiana House of Representatives voted Monday to officially remove Robert E. Lee Day and Confederate Memorial Day from the list of state holidays. Never knew they existed. And I'm in a position where, like how I work my shifts, I'm off for state holidays. I'm off. Federal holidays, I'm off. So I've never been off for Robert E. Lee Day or Confederate Memorial Day. Never heard of it.
No, me neither.
The bill by Representative Matthew Willard, a New Orleans Democrat, goes next. It goes up to the Senate. Neither Confederate Memorial Day nor the day honoring the Confederate general have been observed in Louisiana for years. So what's the point? Nobody observes it. Most of us don't even know it fucking existed, but let's remove it, even though nobody observes it. See, this is politicians wasting fucking time. They are among a list of holidays a governor can proclaim in addition to other permanent holidays that include Christmas, Independence Day. That list also includes Washington's birthday, National Memorial Day, UEP Long Day, which honors the populist Louisiana politician who was assassinated in 1935. Of course, they're not going to get rid of that day. He was a Democrat. So,
I mean, hey, I don't see why they're doing away with Robert E. Lee Day, because if it wasn't for Robert E. Lee, we would have won the war. That son of a bitch surrendered. We didn't.
Well, they took his statues down already, too. Willard's bill has drawn little opposition. That's because nobody even knew the fucking holidays were there, because they haven't been recognized. His bill removing the holidays from state law has passed House Judiciary Committees 12-0 last month. It passed in the House by a vote of 62-20, with 23 members absent or not voting. So the people wasn't there to vote. They were like, yeah, I'm not coming in for this shit. Anyway, that's all that story is. It's basically this politician that wants these removed. All he's doing is like saying, well, look, when I did it, to his people that vote for him, you can say, well, I had these racist holidays removed. And it's like, well, because nobody even knew they were there. They wasn't recognized. Nobody took off for them. What's the point of getting rid of them if nobody even knew they were there? There is none. It's stupid. It's politicians wasting our fucking time. That's what it is. Wasting time and money.
Well,
because
every time
they up there in session doing this shit, taxpayer money's buying their food and paying all this other shit so they can vote on stupid ass shit like this.
Well, damn well there's laws inside of your state as well as my state that, yeah, they're still on the books, but we don't give a shit. Like, the whole, like, donkey in a bathtub shit.
I wish cars did run on water. It'd be cheaper. As long as you don't get that Fiji water. That Fiji water is expensive.
Yeah, I could see it running on alkaline water, but it would build up.
It's from Fiji. All right.
I love it, but if you look at the back of the bottle, it says bottled in Detroit.
Yeah, but it's got a pipe that goes in the ground that goes to Fiji. It's pumped in. We're not going to read that. I don't know why I stuck it down there. The next one is going to be the state legislation threatening livestock farms.
Are we going to tell me you got a fucking picture?
Well, this one's a different one. We have two livestock ones.
Gotcha. Give me a second. State legislation threatens livestock farms. While we are all watching the big ones, California Proposition 12 is now being considered by the U.S. Supreme Court. Other states' livestock proposals have popped up across the country. Some, if enacted, could put livestock farms out of business entirely. This post outlines just a few of the nationwide trends to watch. Flint water's chewy. In Colorado, the state Supreme Court struck down Initiative 16 that would have added fish and livestock to the animal cruelty laws. Initiative 16 would also have criminalized common livestock breeds practices. Finally, it would have required that slaughtering of livestock only occur if the animal has lived a quarter of its estimated 20-year natural lifespan.
You know how tough that meat would be. Could you imagine eating like a 4 or 5 year old chicken or something like that? That shit would be tough as a motherfucker. Be like chicken jerky.
That's not quite how it works, but anyway.
Well, let me tell you what. If you take a non-meat chicken, okay, a chicken that is not bred for meat,
right?
Like I had some chickens one time. I bought some straight runs. I had like 3 or 4 roosters, and I didn't want no roosters. So once they got to be big roosters, I hung them from the. If you have little children, listen, you might want to turn them off.
Use the funnel on them.
I hung them from the my clothesline outside by their feet upside down. I slit their necks, okay, and bled them out, and we defeathered them, cleaned them, and that was and these chickens wasn't even, but like these roosters wasn't probably like 8 months old. The toughest fucking birds you ever ate in your life. It was not very good, but they wasn't meat birds, because meat chickens, for people that don't know, meat chickens don't even have a lot of feathers on them. It's the ugliest ass chicken you ever saw in your life. It looks like they're half been plucked already. That's the way they are. They're meat chickens. They're not egg-laying chickens. So
they're not the pretty chicken on the front of the container.
No, people don't get it. But go ahead.
Yeah. For example, this would have interfered with the beef and cattle and other livestock harvested for meat. The Colorado Supreme Court ruled that the initiative was too broad and attempted to address too many issues in one initiative, which could confuse voters. Well, obviously. In Oregon, it would have been either you're a vegan voter or you're a meat eater. All right, that's it.
Well, if you remember, we talked about not long ago about the pork issue that they might be having in California, because
the one where they said that they can't import it.
Well, each pig had to have 30 square feet of living area or some shit like that. It was stupid.
My dad used to run a hog farm. So they're all on top of each other.
It's stupid. I mean, they would, like, instead of having 5 hogs there, they had like 2. So I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
Wouldn't be cost effective.
Shanna says they actually have a car that runs on water with a fiberglass engine.
Yes, that engine is actually it's not quite ran on like liquid water. So what it does is that water is turned into a hydrogen, and then the vehicle actually does run on a compressed hydrogen.
Well, this next one, we have a special guest coming on for this one right here. This one's from the Independent. We're going to be talking about some face mask, okay?
This one even made me say no fucking way.
Face mask aim to tackle climate crisis by capturing methane from burps from cows. They want to put masks on cows.
They wanted cows. Look, now they just had a bill where they wanted the cows to live a happy life. Oh. Now they want to muzzle the damn things.
There it is, right there.
I mean, that's insane.
Well, that's what it would look like right there.
No, actually, it's in the photo.
I know, but it wasn't as good as this one. What, Kyle? What do you think about wearing a mask?
No.
Oh, she don't like it. She don't like it. Yeah, I mean, just the cow says she does not want to wear a mask. How the fuck are they supposed to eat grass with a mask on? The real, I know the picture just covers their nose. It don't cover their mouth. It's stupid.
Oh no, it is.
It's stupid. It's almost like helmets for chickens.
Look right there. That's the mask they want for the cows, and it's
going in and out.
But I don't understand it because it only covers the nose. Cows burp.
It's kind of like chicken helmets, right?
Yours just got a chicken helmet.
That's why I said do that out there.
She's also got a harness for it.
It says cattle are a big problem for our planet. No, they're not.
No, they're delicious.
They're delicious. Cattle are delicious in my stomach. Though huge numbers of humans have enjoyment from eating beef and the available milk that they make, we also got to find the space to rear cows and grow food to feed them. Oh, my Lord. Meanwhile, these 1.6 billion cattle are burping out clouds of methane, which is one of the most potent greenhouse gas. Methane has more than 80 times the plant heating power of carbon dioxide during the first 20 years in the atmosphere. All right, what country is that? Was that India, where cows are sacred?
India. Be right back.
They can just walk around and do whatever they want to. I guarantee you that, we eat our cows. It's against the law to eat the cows over there. And what are they going to do? Put masks on all those cows? They're trying to say livestock contributes to almost a third of all greenhouse gases. 1/3. And cattle are the number one culprits in the total. Around a quarter of global warming is driven by methane from various sources of human activity. Yeah, it's called farting. So I guess they're going to make everybody wear. Next thing you know, they're going to come out with, everybody has to wear butt plugs. Keep your farts in.
I'm sorry. Are you saying human or human?
Look, I didn't say nothing to you when you fucked up a word earlier. So just watch it. I'm going to start pointing it out.
Did you say huge or huge?
All right. Where's my mic? But he's about to disappear. One company called Zelp is suggesting cattle may be able to be fitted with headgear, which can be it neutralizes methane at the source before it enters the atmosphere. Using the harness, which resembles face mask, methane exhaled by cattle goes through a catalytic mechanism in which oxidation takes place, resulting in the combination of CO2 and water vapor. The design depends on the cow constantly wearing the mask, which fit over the top of their noses, but leaves their mouth free. Yeah,
it makes no sense. They burp.
They chew cud and eat grass and hay and everything else.
Well, yeah, because cows, some people don't know this, cows have 4 stomachs. And basically, they eat all the food, it goes through different processes, and then they regurgitate it, and it's called cud. And they chew that again, and it goes back into the system.
Well, it says they have tested this shit on live animals in the UK, Ireland, Argentina, and the Netherlands. They claim the cattle wearing the device show no change in their behavior or cortisol levels and no impact on their feeding, yields, or whatever patterns. Why do they got to use big ass words? We're talking about cows, which are the most sensitive indicators of stress in cows. They said neutralizing the methane emissions is the single fastest way to stop climate change.
Why don't they just install butt filters? Like a butt plug that's a filter. Guess it wouldn't work. They just poop it on out.
My God.
I mean, this whole thing is stupid.
Oh, well, it's all over. It's all over. Prince Charles is reportedly a supporter of this technology.
Nobody gets.
So it must be important. If it must be great, Prince Charles supports it. They had a story I saw. I told them I was going to put them there about was that Harry and that whatever Meghan or whatever the fuck her name is he married to, something about one of their kids or something like that. I was going to put it up here and say, here's the headline. Who fucking cares? Who cares? Who cares?
And for those that don't know, that's a Holsterer cow.
It's a Holstein. The Prince was on a panel which selected Zelp as one of 4 winners. I need this right here. It's stupid. This is fucking so stupid. I can't I'm not gonna keep reading this. It's stupid. They want to put masks on cows. Pretty soon they're gonna make everybody wear filtered underwear because when you fart and stuff like that, and the cows are not happy. CLM. CLM, people.
Cows' lives matter.
That's
they
right.
Sure do.
That's right.
Look, I told you.
You don't want
my very first job was a cowboy, and I'll tell you what. I'll have more fun watching you try to put that on a cow, and then I'll have even more fun watching you try to put it on the baby calf. Right.
I want to watch you put it on a big stud bull that's pissed off.
Oh yeah, that's it. Hey, I'll tell you what. Any liberal that wants to try to use this mask, I got the perfect farm for you. You let me know. I'm going to tell the farmer we're going to let you put that on.
Well, my
I ain't going in the fucking pen with you. But good luck.
Y'all think y'all done seen some rioting and shit and peaceful protests with the liberals and BLM and all that stuff. You get a bunch of pissed off cows fucking rampaging through the streets and see what happens.
Yep, you spray them all those sea spray and watch out. Brand new doors for everybody. Yeah, Shanna, that's exactly true. I grew up on dairy farms. I grew up around cows and cattle. And no, if anything, we should be putting more fly mask on the cattle.
If we had a hot nut story on this podcast,
it would be this one. This is fucking stupid.
That cow would be getting it right there. It's just a cow with a mask. I mean, how stupid is it?
Cows are very simple creatures. They want very little, mostly just food and more food and some sleep and more food and poop. And then after it rains a little bit, that's where you get shrooms from. Oh, Nancy's back for round 2.
So, all right, I said I would tell y'all what the little Easter eggs were.
Did she say she's got hats and a derby for the chickens too?
Hold on a second. I'm gonna mute my mic.
All right. Anywho, yeah, everybody, I think we can agree that there is a way to make a car run on water, like I stated. Anybody that's ever figured it out and tried to publicize it on a large public forum has somehow disappeared. Why? Because transforming cars into free energy would cost the industries a lot of money. And holy shit, my wife bought derby hats for the chickens.
Chicken hats. All right, so the first Easter egg is the people seen over here. It's right above Holstera's head over there.
Oh, that would be Freebird.
No, it's not Freebird right over your head.
It ain't?
No.
I thought that was him and his...
Right above your head?
Yeah.
No, that is Bill Cosby. Yes, that's Bill right there.
They actually do make it rain. We control weather. It's called HARP.
The next Easter egg.
Bernie Sanders
over
Barney.
there. Yes, Barney sitting there.
I don't know what the hell's in that window.
And the third one in the window, that's just our clowning around guy.
See, that's who I thought was above me.
No.
Freebird.
That's Bill Cosby. He heard they had Puddin' Pops and Vicodin and some GHB.
He just liked that all these women wanted abortions.
So, well, I hope everybody enjoyed it. I'm shocked that we, I can say shocked. I was pleasantly surprised that we were able to go back on the FB on here. Glad everybody came and watched.
Until tomorrow morning.
I don't think we see anything to get. Well, of course,
Cow lives matter.
Yeah, CLM. Come back. I will be the Motor Cop. When I'll be putting out tomorrow will just be me telling some stories. I'm going to be a guest on another podcast coming up Thursday. I don't know when they'll put it out. When they do, I'll let y'all know, and y'all can go check it out. Also, other than that,
is he going to let you record it and release it on our end?
On his?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess I could. I mean, he didn't do it on mine when he was on mine recently.
Wow.
So, but anyway, that's all I got. Go like and subscribe. Go check out the store. Links below in the description. Get you. I don't have the right T-shirt on, but we got merch for both podcasts on there. Go check it out. Help support it. Other than that, I don't have anything else. You got anything else?
Nope. Stay free and never comply. Love every one of you.
All right. Y'all be safe.
We're out. Stay free. Never give in.